here for Life.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be filming a sit down talk video with y'all while I do my hair. I just needed to tangle my hair a little bit, but I want to talk to y'all about some things. So let's get into the video. So 4 things I wish I knew before starting Mounjaro. I am gonna read off my phone. I have a lot of notes just to talk about my Mounjaro experience. A GLP-1 is a type of medication that you take to manage type 2 diabetes, and if you know how to work with the medication, it will help you lose weight. The reason why I started taking it is because I had been on the medication before, but then I had lost so much weight. I ended up getting pregnant, and I ended up gaining weight, which was the weight that I had when he was in my stomach, plus extra weight on top of that. And then once I had him, I started gaining weight just from postpartum, hormones, that type of thing. And I decided I needed to take control of my life so I can run after my son. And if y'all seen him in the last video, he is super active, and I wanted to be able to run in behind my son. I take that once a week in either my arm or my stomach. I prefer my arm because I feel like it works a little better and it doesn't give me as bad side effects. My stomach, I feel like it gives me side effects and I don't like that. First side effect is nausea. So basically, you take the medication, you take it on like a Monday, right? You're like, I'm getting a little sick in the stomach. Then you might, drink a soda or something and go to sleep. The next morning, you feel queasy, you feel awful, you don't feel your best, and that's when the nausea starts to kick in. It's like you smell food and you literally want to vomit.
I don't know about y'all, but this shit.
For that, I have my doctor prescribed me a whole thing of Zofran. I got prescribed Zofran when I was pregnant. I never took it because Mounjaro nausea is a different type of thing. It is like all day. It doesn't matter what you smell, what you look at. You just feel like you're going to throw up, but it just never comes out. And sometimes it's best for it just to come out. So let's say it's like Tuesday, the day after you took your shot. You're like, I'm going to go ahead and eat me some fried chicken. That is the worst thing you can do. Is it anything greasy, anything too carby? Because you will get the next thing and it's the diarrhea. Now, usually when you get diarrhea, it might be like a little like, oh, I just did it here and there and I'm fine. No, it will last for literally 2 to 3 days. You'll feel so dehydrated, so depleted, and then sometimes you might accompany it with not just nausea, but with throwing up, and that's the worst. One time I went and had just a salad, and I ended up getting both diarrhea and nausea, and I threw up, and it was the worst. And then I had soup and I threw up again. So this medicine might make you feel like you are having a stomach bug, but it's just because you ate the wrong thing. Don't eat the wrong thing. A couple side effects that you might get: hair loss. I've experienced hair loss, also accompanying that with postpartum hair loss. All I'm doing is taking some supplements to help that. Dry mouth is the worst because it doesn't matter how much water you drink. It feels like the dry mouth just won't stop. I stay up on my electrolytes, and somebody said you're not supposed to be drinking electrolytes every single day, but I have to when I'm working out and on a medicine like this. Another side effect is having hunger. You'll literally eat one bite of food after being like, dang, I'm hungry, and then you're full. And then the last side effect I would say is constipation, not being able to poop. I don't really have the worst time with this, and that's why you're supposed to take some sort of fiber, a pill, a gummy. You can even try laxative if you like, but you will have issues with not pooping because the medication slows down your ability to digest your food as fast, which is why you take one bite and you're full. So yeah, just be wary of those side effects. Second thing I wish I knew before I started Mounjaro is knowing how to work with the medication. Basically, this is working out, taking your supplements, and eating the right food. I've been at the gym almost every day. I try to go every day, but it's, I'd be tired on the weekends. And basically, I just do my cardio until I'm at a mile or a mile and a half. I do ab stuff, which is a little hard for me. I did have a C-section, so sometimes my stomach will start to hurt or like my incision will start to hurt, but at least I get my cardio in. Cardio, in my opinion, is one way to get your weight down if that's what you're also using this medication for, because if you control your weight you can control your type 2 diabetes. Any supplements, I take a metabolism gummy pretty much every day, and it helps my food to actually digest, which helps me in turn not have issues with using the bathroom regularly. So I take one. It's just the Ollie's brand, and then I also try to incorporate some sort of prebiotic probiotic to help my gut health, me not get sulfur burps, which also comes into working with the medication. Knowing what right foods to eat will stop you from gaining any weight, getting sick on the medication, have that nausea, having any sort of diarrhea. It will help. What I've been doing is just going on Pinterest, going on TikTok, and just basically trying to figure out what foods sound good to me. I've recently incorporated sweet potatoes into my food, and I don't even like sweet potatoes like that. That's basically how I get my protein in and a little bit of carbs. And then anytime I go out, I always get sweet potato. I think I wish I knew was not realizing that I look smaller, but thinking I haven't lost any weight. One thing that I can say is that I may feel like I have not lost a pound, but the scale looks different. I feel lighter. You're gonna feel lighter. My clothes are fitting just right. Another thing that I experienced was my ring size. I used to wear like a 10, a 10 and a half ring, and that was because, of inflammation. But Manjaro does help a lot with inflammation, so it helped my ring size actually go down. So now I'm in like a 9 instead of a 10. Fourth and final thing that I wish I knew before starting this medicine is when you don't take it, things start to go crazy. So one thing that I can say that has happened to me, and I've experienced that back in November, December, I started getting very sick during like the holiday season because there's a lot of food around. I'm not addicted to food, but I still wanted to eat what was being cooked. I stopped taking my medicine because I actually got sick on Thanksgiving. I took my shot a few days prior, and I ended up getting like nauseous and crazy sick, and I was trying to hold together all day, and then when I got home, it's just like everything just expelled from my body. Anxiety does go up. I was so anxious all of November, all of December, and a little bit of January because I don't know what, I guess it's maybe like a little bit of a hormonal drug, but it literally caused me to have such bad anxiety, like heart palpitations and just feeling crazy and just feeling out of my body. So I had to start taking it again. Another thing that will go up, like I talked about previously, is inflammation. My hands felt like they were swelling, like I felt like I was bloated more. I just didn't feel my best. And I'm not saying I'm like stomach on flat or nothing, but I still don't want to feel super bloated. And the food bloated me. Not taking my medication bloated me. And basically what happened is my body started to have withdrawals from the medication. So everything that was going bad before I started it started happening again. Another thing is that I had lost a good amount of weight before the holidays. All that weight that I had lost, I had gained it back. One thing you're going to notice is when you take your shot the next morning, you might be peeing a little bit more because it's getting rid of all of that water. Your hunger is going to skyrocket. You're going to just be eating, and you're not going to want to be eating. But you want to keep yourself healthy so that you can be your best self. But my hunger did skyrocket, and it was terrible. Like, it was awful. I feel like this is a really, really great product. I give it like a 9 out of 10 just because I don't like being nauseous and stomach gurgling and not feeling good. I have lost a good amount of weight so far. This year I've lost like 20 plus pounds just in the month of January, and still losing more in February. I just haven't like totaled it up yet. I have goals as to why I want to lose more weight, just feeling good, living better. As I get closer to those goals, I feel like y'all will see what the goals are. But thank you for watching. Bye.